Friday morning, 5:30-ish. Got a flashlight with me. She's still dark out. Oh, got a good night's sleep last night after all that driving. Felt good. Cool, but once you get tucked into the blankets, you're good to go. Michelle brought that gray blanket that we call the blanket of life. I don't know what it's made of, but whatever it is, it's warm. Well, I would love a coffee. So to do that, rather than relying just on the batteries of the solar system, we're gonna go start the generator. Now yesterday, I made the conscious decision not to work on it because I was still unloading the truck. In hindsight, I kind of wish I had done that because then I could have just started with the remote control that we've got here. But nevertheless, we're gonna go outside, we're gonna turn the fuel on to it and turn the wireless remote on, because there's a switch on the Jenny itself now that will allow the remote in here to work. The generator is a Honda 3000 IS. Absolutely love that generator. Reliable, quiet. And then we installed a remote start for it from GenStart. They have a little module that goes inside, a little mechanism that controls the choke, and a remote, so you can just start it up from in here. It's great, especially the rainy or cold days. Every day, actually. Okay, let's go out and check it out. And as Ripley said, you little shithead, you're staying here. I'll be right back, buddy. Chilly this morning, but not too bad. Rained heavy last night. Just coming to the Jenny here now. Feels like Blair Witch Project walking around here. Sorry. Yeah, these are the batteries for our little fuel pump. Love that system. I think we still have enough in here though. Yep. Just under half. Oh, do I put this together now? May as well. Flats. 4 double A for this. Let's see if that worked. Yep. Oh, the pocket pump. Oh no. It's hard to do this YouTube and most of the time walking around with one hand. Trying to record everything. Alright, anyway. So this part goes down in the tank. I'll put that in later, next time we need gas. We're good for now. And I've got this little unit. Oh my god, I hate it when that happens. Everything I probably just showed you was keeled off. Anyway. This little guy tracks the service hours for the Jenny. There's a cable that's wrapped around the spark plug wire. So she runs, keeps track, obviously. And I'll tell you, I don't know if you've seen the other video where I set this box up, but I've got some intake vents there and an exhaust fan here. The fan is plugged into the Jenny, so when it runs, it runs. And this little box keeps the Jenny more or less warm and dry. Okay, so down here. Alright, so let's turn our fuel on. There's the wireless switch, which I should have left off when we left here a month or so ago.
I left it on. That's bad because it actually relies on pulling a little bit of power from the battery that's built in. So there's a good chance this won't start. That's a bad situation. It means we need to bring the truck around, jump start it and everything else, but let's worry about that in a second. Let's try it first. Oh yeah, totally dead. God damn. Left that wireless switch on. Shoot. There's no pull cord on this. So we have no generator. That's actually kind of a serious problem. Oh man. Alright. So we need to turn this around, take the battery out. Yep, nothing. Just all these cables gotta come off. And we need to roll this, take the entire thing to the garage. So how it works is get wheels on one side and a block on the other. Roll the whole thing to the garage, working out there? Yeah. So. We got a ways to go. Always fun in rubber flip-flops and 0-degree temperature, but I'm here now, so we'll just get her going. Oh, she's not going to drag well at all. Let's try something else. Handy dandy toboggan. Use this old toboggan for hauling wood. Try and get the Jenny on the toboggan. This will be fun. All right, we have the Jenny on the toboggan. Let's go. Oh man, that rope is hard on the freaking fingers. So I'm gonna grab my gloves there. Hang on, folks. And thankfully we still have power, so that's good. See how we're doing for the solar bank. One bar left. So this is all bad. Oh, I do have the old system too. Right. I've got 2 solar systems. Let's see if this guy's got juice. The old one, you can see all the old batteries. Those are dead. There's 6 good batteries below, and it's charged. So that's our backup system. This one's interesting because the input for the generator is blown out. So the only way this guy can charge is through the solar panels up top. So that's why we've set it as a backup system. Normally we just use it to charge things, a little hot plate here, stuff like that. But in this case, I'm going to use it to charge the small battery in the Jenny. So that'll be good. So, and actually too, I'll just apologize. Normally the workshop doesn't look like this. But because it's winter and we didn't know we'd be coming back, everything is stacked in here. The boat, chairs, swings, outdoor furniture, water pump, pressure pump, some lights and stuff like that. So everything's just stacked in here to keep it safe for the winter. And That's why it looks like a disaster in here. Normally that's all cleaned out. So we'll see if we're going to pull the boat out of here or not. But in the meantime, need some gloves. So really, gang, I just wanted a coffee this morning. That's why I've got my PJs and whatever shoes on here. Should be jeans, work boots, the whole deal for this kind of thing. But anyway, we're here now. I just want to get this charged enough that we can run it to run the coffee maker. Our current solar system doesn't do that well. It'll do it if it's fully charged, but in a situation like this where we can't even run the generator at the moment, the last thing I want to do is burn up our solar batteries capacity for a coffee. Not important for that. And you know what, gang? This is pretty much par for the course for off-grid living. Here I am, good night's sleep, get up in the morning, go to have a coffee, and Jenny's dead. So you roll with it, and you fix it. Now I'm trying to remember, I think the, battery's up front. Thought I could get at it from the side. No. Let's get it back here. Shoot, can't remember if it's the front or the back. Ah, it's at the front. Remember now? Let's see what we got here. It's gonna be metric, obviously. 10 mil. Yep. Good. Okay. There's a set of sockets that I use for the water system that I keep a special mark on so I know where they are. And I should do the same for the gen. Maybe red tape instead of blue tape. My small ratchet is in the house because we need it for the washing machine, so switch to a small adapter. And I'll have to put replacing the pull cord on the to-do list for this guy. There's our little battery. Ah, the poor little guy. Okay. So, sorry dude, I drained you. There's the switch I left on. You actually drill a hole in the panel when you buy the start system from GenStart. And you put this little plug in here for the convenient reason of not draining your battery. I'll turn the fuel back off when you're gone. And I didn't do that. I have a list of things to do when closing up the cottage, and I'll have to add that to it. Every once in a while, you stumble across something that you either assumed you were going to remember, or you've added a new piece of equipment to your environment, and it has its own little care and feeding requirements. That's where we're at. So, battery, jumper. Here we go. Well, let's give this some time. Then we'll come out and give our little girl another try. Sorry, Jenny. I'll take better care of you next time. Oh man, I've never had that battery die before. Oh boy, of course I'm going on about not being able to have a coffee. You can certainly do an old school coffee. Boil some water and put some instant in there. I'm just a little spoiled. Like a little Keurig. Love that thing. Hey, buddy. Sorry, man. I wasn't gone for long there. Hopefully. We have to fix the Jenny today. You gonna give me a hand? No? I didn't think so. Because you weren't out there a minute ago. Fire's coming on. That's nice. Okay. I think I'll avoid... Should I avoid turning the lights on? Nah. I feel confident we're going to get that Jenny going, buddy. I don't know how sunny it's going to be today. I have to check. But, get a bit of sun, boosts up the main system. We're charging the Jenny off the old, so time to live large. Alright, let's get a pot on. Sun's coming up soon. Should check the sunrise time. Okay. Alright, buddy. Come on, let's go see what's going on here. Well, it's that time of year, gang. We're dealing with no water. The water system that I've mentioned probably 1,000 times on this channel is yet to be installed. So we're running off the old exterior system. And being I just arrived yesterday, I haven't even got the system installed. You saw the pumps sitting on the workbench, and then I've got to get the bucket and foot valve down out into the lake. Water level's high though, that's nice. So that'll be today's job, but we only have probably a few hours of opportunity to do that. Usually between 1 and 3 is the warmest part of the day. I think it's going to be 1 degree Celsius. And obviously things have not frozen over out there, but what we can do is maybe fill the water tower. It's a 1,000-liter tower. We'll fill it to a quarter tank, and then we'll fill it to a quarter tank, and then we can hopefully have a shower, and yeah, and that'll feel amazing. And then we'll drain the entire system because we can't leave it filled overnight and freeze. So just a one-shot deal. Is the task worth the gas? In this case, yeah. 4 days of driving to get here. It's gonna feel good. Anyway, I think I'll go put my contacts on in because I'm running around with my glasses, which I'm not as much a fan of. They're old, like me. All right, buddy. Let's get some water warmed up and wash the dishes, eh? Yeah. Thanks, Cousin Leanne. Hang on. Let me mix it for you there, big guy. A little kibble duck paste medley. Okay, here you go. Come on, bud. Sun's just starting to come up. It's 7 a.m. here in Newfoundland time, which is an hour and a half ahead of Ottawa time in my case. half hour for the Newfoundlanders. It's cold, but I'll say cool, but not terrible. Well, that feels better. Washed up, shaved up, contacts in. It's a new day. Hey, look. That's a cardinal. I don't want to scare it, but looks like a cardinal and its mate in the tree there. Anywho, let's go see how our little generator is charging. Well, I see a percentage increase. Here, let's get some lights on. Feel confident now that we'll have power. 61% charged. That might be enough. Maybe we should give it a shot. Yeah, it doesn't need to be 100% for what we're trying to do. That'll freak out. No, it's okay. It's alright. Okay. Fuel. Choke. Let's give it a go. Almost. Not quite. That's fine. A little bit more time. We understand. But you're trying. That's the main thing. Percentage 11. It's all good. Crank it up a bit. We got things to do. That's coming along. There's the little remote. It's from GenStart. You know what, maybe I'll put a link to these guys in our description. If you have the, I know in their case, for the Honda 3000 it works great. Anyway, usually well, we always take the batteries out of things around here for a period of time, just so they don't swell and break and leak and make a mess. Obviously they're easy to get back in. Not. So, click it on, and then once the Jenny's operational, we can start it from here. Alright, boil up some water, go to wash some dishes. As I say, later today we'll try and get the water hooked up. Even if it's temporary, nice to have. Uh-oh. Guess who just decided to jump from the kitchen table up to that
window to catch flies. Okay, he's all over flies this morning, and I get it, but yikes, this is, Roscoe, this is too much. I gotta get you down. Okay, well, he just jumped down like a pro. Oh, this guy's crazy.
Let's see how we're doing here. Well, that doesn't look good. What's that hold of? All right, let's see. Almost. In the meantime, we'll go ahead and get the old water system connected. And as long as we drain it each night, might get away tonight with just leaving a small trickle going. That'd be great. But we'll check the weather again. In the meantime, we've got the main jet pump to install by the water, pressure pump to install underneath the cottage, and there's a foot valve that's down on the shoreline. We need to run that into the lake too. Let's get her done. Getting too old for this. Eventually, we'll get the new system. And it won't be tucked under the cottage like this, which will be nice. It should not come on. There we go. Which is good. So this is a little RV style pressure pump, and we've got the water coming in from the outside. It goes through a fairly coarse filter in one of these canister type things I'll show you. It comes in from the outside, pressurized, and up into the house. We control this pump from the inside with a light switch because the diaphragm that senses pressure that's built into it failed. So I just bypassed it, so it always thinks there's a demand for pressure, even when there isn't. So we've got a pretty good habit inside now of flipping the switch, run pressure, and then when you don't need it, when the tap is about to be closed, flip the switch to stop the pressure, then turn the tap off. If you don't, it'll just keep driving pressure and it'll probably pop a line somewhere. So it's one of the odd things when visiting our place here that you end up picking up as a habit. Turn the tap on, flip the power switch, run pressure, flip the power switch to stop the pressure, turn the tap off. And that works well. Primarily you need pressure for things like the shower, so you can get hot water. Anytime you need hot water, really. And otherwise the gravity from the tower is enough to cause a trickle to refill the toilet or wash your hands. At least it used to be. And if you check on here, there's another video where I mentioned that our tower fell down. It got knocked over in a windstorm, and we put it back together just enough so that we could still fill it. But now instead of being almost 10 feet off the ground, it's 2 feet off the ground, so we don't get a lot of just natural gravity driven pressure from it anymore. And that could be another project, making a whole new water tower. We shall see. So for now, these connect pretty easily, and I'm going to move the camera over and show you this next little step, which is that coarse filter I was talking about. I leave these pieces in here just to kneel on. Makes it a little easier. Okay. Yeah, this stuff's in rough shape. Oh, all to be replaced at some point. We'll go from there. All right, let's get out of here. Oh, yeah. I can see doing that when I'm 80. I don't think so. Alright, we have a couple of valves here. This one feeds the house, so we're going to leave it turned off for now. This one drains the water tower, so we're going to close it such that the water tower will not drain and fill. Hey, there's the water coming out from when we did our French drain project a video or two ago. Let's clean this line out, or this trench. A lot of leaves, but at least that's draining well. Okay. And that natural spring is just bubbling as well. This plastic will all be fixed up. My to-do list seems to be getting longer, which is normal. Okay, this we'll put in the garage so it doesn't blow away. Yeah, do that. Okay, the next step is the jet pump down there. So this is the line heading up to the well. It's attached. Got our power run in. The entire thing is in this Rubbermaid bin, which has definitely seen better days, but anyway, it keeps the weather off of it. Now the next thing is to probably put on some rubber boots and get the line in that feeds everything from the lake. Let's do that. There's our foot valve. Try not to undo the stone wall on this thing. Wow, this was just put up here a couple of months ago, and already nature is claiming it for its own. As she does. Of course, a trick I've learned the hard way too many times is before you put the pipe on, put your little clamp on. And just gonna wet this one. There we go. Now we're putting our boots on. This is a little primer jug. We'll fill it too. Well, they were calling for rain, but nothing yet. Whew, that's chilly. Hey, Roscoe, you hunting for flies? Yes. That's a good boy. Go get him. went surprisingly well. There we go. Pretty deep. Line looks good, no kinks. And we'll put a few rocks in there. Foot valve is facing up, so that it doesn't suck in a lot of sand. Ideally. Wasn't sure if that little maneuver was gonna wind up on fail armory or what. It's easy to go for an accidental bath when you're doing that job. Alright, well, we're going to stop here for a minute on this part of the operation because everything's ready, but we can't fire up the main jet pump until the generator's going. It's too high a draw on the regular solar system that we've got all by itself. So we'll collect our tools and put a lid on this for now. Piece of brains. And then let's go try the Jenny. Oh, not bringing much in. It's an overcast day. 0.2 kilowatts. Yikes. And we're still running one battery bar. Alright, girl. How are we doing here? You ready? Ready to start? Let's do it. Fuel on. Got fuel. All's good. Okay, let's try it. Come on, girl, you can do it. Need you to go. There with the cut choke, but we're going! Woohoo! Oh my god. Alright. That makes me happy. Sweet! I'll let it run for a bit even though it's in the shed. Just sense the fumes coming out the window. Just really want to make sure she gets a good run. And then, there we go. Yeah. We'll come back and check on it. Oh man, that's a relief. Holy jeez. Alright, what else is going on here? Just killed the smoke bar. You're not doing anything. You're not doing anything. Okay. Drop it. Done. Good girl. Woohoo! Good to have you back. Awesome. Button up, back in position. Happy about that. All right. Service was 700 hours. Got the journal to show it. Crazy place to put it in now, but it works. Alright. That's beauty. Okay. Awesome, gang. Well, with Jenny going again, we'll use it to charge the solar panel batteries up, and at the same time it'll charge its own little battery up a little bit, and then we'll really be in a good spot. But that's a big help. Let's give it an hour or so, and then if everything's fine, then we'll kick on the big jet pump that we installed earlier this morning. See if we can fill the tower a little bit. Grab a shower. Actually, this also means I can have a coffee. I still haven't had one since this morning when I was running around in pajamas trying to get things going. Hey, Roscoe? That's a boy. He's chill. Coffee, 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 coffee. All right. Generator's been running for a while. Let's give the old pump a try. See how we do. It's not going below freezing tonight. So at most what we'll do, or I should say at a minimum what we'll do, is leave the tap open a bit and let the water trickle. Just to avoid freezing. Alright, big girl. Wow, let's see what we got here. Filling that hose to some degree. Helps it not spill all over the place. Got some holes in the bottom of this whole Rubbermaid, allowing things to drain. I just like keeping the rain off of this. Suppose you could leave it out, but there's the power cord and all that. I don't know. Give it the extra love. Oh, we're leaking. Okay, good. So that's that. Looks nice and full. Put this in somewhat finger tight for now. Okay. So that's going to be drying. A while, but eventually you'll hear the tone change a bit, and then you'll even hear water kind of trickling and bubbling up through the pipe, and then the pipe gets heavier as well as it's got water in it. You can open this up and see if air bubbles come out. Sometimes that happens. Grabbing. Come on, baby. Let's make sure that foot well didn't come above the surface. I think we got it in pretty deep. Yeah, we're good there. Nice evening. A little overcast. Gosh, the grass. Eesh, it's all grown up. Oh well. We get snow coming any day, so I don't know if it makes sense to trim it or not. We'll see. It always looks nice when it's trimmed up. The other thing that sometimes helps is lifting this hose up and down. That did it. Just that little shake of the hose. Unless it was a coincidence, but I'm here now. Yep. Oh yeah, the hose is heavier. Okay, let's go see how many leaks we got. Okay, that's good. So remember, the water tower drain valve is closed. That's good, otherwise we'd be dumping everything we're pumping into it. And the house is closed because I want to get some water on the tower first. And then we'll open it up to the house. Now we're going up to the water tower. Oh, that's a good sound. Yeah, she's filling. So gang, this is the tower I was mentioning that previously was about 8 feet in the air, and that's where she all toppled down. So we propped it up enough to be able to get the hose back in. Yeah, it's quite the rig. Got a ratchet strap providing some assistance. She's in rough shape. Let me show you this side. Check that out. Yeesh. She took a pounding. Yeah. But she still holds water. That's the main thing for now. Okay, we're gonna let that fill. You might be able to see the water line. It's coming along here. I'd say if we can get her to 300 liters, that'd be good for tonight. The other thing we're going to do now is you'll notice these two lines, red hoses coming from the house. Those are the drain lines for the hot and cold water systems. So we're going to close those off. I keep them in that cement block when they're open over winter, just to avoid ice and snow crushing them. And if we do happen to come out in the winter, I know where to find them, clear them up and get them going again. So one thing I didn't show you on camera before I started priming the pump was that I flicked the eco button off on the Jenny, which causes it to rev high. Because what we've noticed in the past is the second it takes when that first high surge of demand comes from the jet pump for this generator to spin up sometimes is too long, and it falls into a stall restart type rhythm. The jump up kicks on and off, and this is revving up and stalling out, revving up. So we found that by turning eco mode off temporarily, it revs it up and it absorbs that initial demand. Now that the jet pump is running, we can turn it back down. about 300 liters. Let's give it a bit more. I'm going to run it now anyway. Bit of a leak. Oh, there's a leak somewhere. Alright, we'll come back and check on that. Next step for us is to attempt to turn the water on heading into the cottage. Oh, you know what? There's taps open in there. Yeah, let's go close those first. Still hanging by the fire. What a cool dude. A warm dude. Alright, let's try this valve. Water's coming in. Let's try this here. Let the pressure relief off. Just air in that line, I guess. Whoa! Awesome. Okay. All right. That's good. Nothing major spraying. That was a nice sign. Let's go and open a tap a bit, let the air out. Alright, we're about 500 liters there now. I don't really want much more than that in there for tonight. A small leak there. Not too bad. Always something. Let's see if we get water out of the drain lines at the bottom. Odd. Something in here? Let's see. Any major leaks? What's going in? Would have thought we'd get some coming out by now. Alright, that's enough for the tower. Whoa. We're almost full. Okay. Oh. Get a bit of drippage here. That would tell me that Maybe there's a line frozen somewhere. Those lines are... probably not served well. Oh, here we go. Bit of a trickle. I think we have a section of frozen line somewhere. Well, I'm going to turn the pressure pump on. Maybe the pressure pump has a problem. Alright, well, if I turn that pressure pump on, there's a section that's got a chunk of ice in it. Things could get interesting, but we've got water movement here. It's good. I just thought it'd be gushing out. We're going to open the tap all the way and hit the pump. All right, I like that. That's awesome. Shower. Happy about that. Let's try the kitchen. There. Yeah. That's good. There it is. I'll open this up again. Turn this off. Now let's try the hot. Try that. It's good on. Oh, it's getting hotter. Holy shit. Get hot water. Awesome. Alright. That's enough of a test for today. Okay, we're going to have a shower in the morning. Or maybe tonight. Alright. That was successful. Tower's full. Water system is all working. No leaks. Well, a couple minor ones, but that's normal. Everything looks good. We got hot water. Awesome. So I had expected more water to flow when I opened those taps, but what I forgot was exactly what I told you earlier, is that that tower is much shorter now than it used to be. So we're not getting that gravity. I think it's 1 pound per foot. 1 pound pressure of water per foot of height for the tower, if I recall. So I think we were getting about 8 psi naturally. Now we're getting what, 1? And I guess that's just not enough to push it through the little pump when it's not running and, you know, feed the system. You get a trickle. That's about it. Once we hit the pressure pump with power, it came on. We're good to go. Look at that. What a nice night. All right, let's give Jenny a break. I want she cools her gas her up. 3 bars. Only a touch of sunlight, but not much. 300 watts. 130 watts going out right now. Alright, we are out of birch bark. Usually keep a small supply of it. So... piece. Okay, let's see if that'll do.
Is that the same when you're not here?
Plus I got your shaker.
Yeah, you do. I could use a mason jar.
That's true. That tallow is so nice.
That's a nice sizzle on that.
There we go. Say hello.
Do a cheers.
Cheers. Here, let's do a cheers.
Cheers.
Nice.